It is not the movement of the clock that produces the newness of life. It is the movement in your mind. Every time you dedicate yourself, this is my year, I'm going to make it happen. You don't make it happen. Not because you can't do it, but you can't outlast your old you long enough to get to your new you. What stops us from making the changes that we need in our behavior, in our situation, it's the mind. You got to get tired of losing. You have got to get to a point where you say, I'm sick and tired of living like this. I have had it. I had it borrowing money from people. I had it living like a cringing animal. When you don't have any money, it runs your blood pressure. I'm tired of doing what I used to do. If I always do what I've always done, I'll always be where I've always been. I'm not going to live like this anymore. No, there's got to be more for me. I got tired of losing. I got tired of coming up short. I got tired. I see other people winning, and I'm not winning, and I want to be a winner, and I'm tired. And I got tired, y'all, so I did something about it. I woke up every day and started grinding. I was tired. That's when people go out and strike out on their dreams. Let me tell you something. You deserve it. There is more to your life than you've been living. You deserve it. No more dreaming. Dreaming is over. I need specifics. What are you doing on Monday? What are you doing on Tuesday? What are you doing on Wednesday? You need to be very specific. It's time to put your pieces together of your puzzle. Ain't nobody stopping you but you. You're not average. Stop acting like it. You're not average. Why you being average? Woo! Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Happy Friday, TGIF. Lady Boss Nikki in the building. Shane and Talina. What is going on, Dream Team? Oh my goodness. There's been so many beautiful things have been manifested. I'm seeing ka-chings. I'm seeing businesses blowing up. I'm seeing momentum. And it is safe to say this is what it's all about, planting the seeds for what is here right now. I see you, Shane, with little Spain ka-chings. You got to love it on a Friday. This is what it's about, family. Being able to be in the right state, to have the gratitude. JoJo, what is going on? Sending huge blessings for your big meeting today. I already know it is going to go phenomenal. So I love it. Let's go ahead and drop a little bit of gratitude down for the day. Before we get into a great topic, I got a phenomenal topic for everybody to go ahead and kick off this Friday with a bang, to send everybody off into the field with abundance flowing into our lives. So before we go ahead and dive in, as always, let's get a little bit of gratitude down here below. And it's game time. We're going to be talking about the 4 ways that people change. It's going to be a good one. Send this out. Here we go. 4 ways people change. Let's get IG locked in. And it's game time. Let's go. All right, family, here we go. Grateful for God. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm so thankful for the family. I'm grateful for the lessons. And I've seen so much that is going on universally. And I'm here to say, family, everything that is happening, just like I say it every day, is happening for us and not to us, right? I'm blessed and grateful for all that is coming into our lives, the ka-chings, the withdrawals, the profits, the relationships, the love, the joy, the happiness that is flowing into our lives. I'm so thankful for the times that we're living in. I'm telling you, they're going to go back and write history books about these years of 2023, 24, 25, 21, 22. And those that were set up, that were in position, are going to be so happy that we took action right here, right now. I'm thankful for Chris Terry, right, for creating this platform back in 2014, for keeping a vision. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Chris Terry has never taken a dollar from this company. He doesn't need any money from him. I don't know if you guys know this or not, right? At the time when I met him, his net worth was already over $85 million. He didn't create this platform for money. He created this platform because he's just a normal New Yorker. He took the skill set of trading, absolutely changed his life. And he said, you know what? If I could create something that could actually go out and help the newest person, doesn't matter if they're a student, construction worker, 9 to 5, or if they're a single mom, but they can be able to learn this skill set for an affordable price and be able to take this with them forever. So I'm beyond thankful and grateful for getting and coming across this skill set back in 2016. This changed my life forever. I'll never be the same because we learned the skill sets of trading. We're learning how to brand ourselves. We're learning about e-commerce. So Dream Team, right place, right time, right people. Grateful for it all. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Abundance is flowing right now. So let's go ahead and get into it, family. Okay.
Today, we're going to be talking about the 4 ways that people change. Great topic. You ready? So check this out. Okay. I don't care what it is that we want to do. If we want to go ahead and build a brand, if we want to build our trading accounts, if we want to have all of these ka-chings flowing in on a Friday, like ka-ching, getting them coming out in Spain, right? Drop some 3s down below if any of those sounds nice. If you want phenomenal business, big business leaders joining your organization, right? It doesn't matter what it is. If you want to manifest your dream house, if you want to manifest being able to travel somewhere that you've never been, right? We're going out of Cancun in July. Never been out of Cancun, but here's what it takes, okay? Let me get my 3s in there as well. Here we go, okay? 4 steps. Stick with me, fam. IG, what's going on? Deanne, it's good to see you. I love it. What's going on? Here we go, okay? Step 1, in order to understand real change, okay? Step 1, it starts with how we're thinking, okay? How we're thinking. In order to achieve something that we've never had, that we truly desire, it's going to take thinking a way that we've never thought before. The first step, notice this, is always going to be thinking. You're going to hear multiple different acronyms when it comes to this subject, and you'll notice all of them have to do with thinking. The book that's notorious inside of our industry, and for anybody that has to do with business, is called What from Napoleon Hill? I'll give you a hint. It ends with grow rich. What's the beginning start with? Not work and get rich, not work out and get rich, not do a lot and get rich. It's think and get rich, right? So that was the first step that I had to learn. In order to get something that we've never had, we have to change the way it is that we're thinking. So I had to do this, family. This is why Sean, he calls it personal undevelopment, right? I had to, even for me, I got a C in public speaking when I was in college. I almost failed that class. So when it came to almost everything inside of this industry, it was new for me as well. Public speaking, trading, building a brand. Family, if we're being honest, I didn't even like social media at the beginning. It was a bunch of negativity. It was news I didn't care to look at. And I was talking to Chino. I was like, why would I waste any time on here? He said, D, you see, social media works one of 2 ways. Either we can use it or it can use us, right? This is the biggest $1 million tool for free. If you can change the way that you see it, the way we see things can change. So I had to change my thinking, right? I was the person in college. I used to be at the back of the room. I used to go and hide myself until I realized the person at the front of the room, they make the most money. The person holding the marker, they make the most impact. Had to change the way I was thinking, right? Another way, when it came to money, I used to always think getting out of college, I had $33,000 to pay back. I got to go work. I got to go get 3 jobs to pay all this money back. Until I realized it's not about just working hard coming to this age. It's also about working smart. So once again, changing the way that we think about things. Okay, so thinking is number 1. When it comes to anything about change, when it comes to building our body, if you want to go ahead and get a 6-pack coming into this summer, it's going to take a different level of thinking than what we're thinking currently, right? Our normal decisions, our normal thought patterns that are leading to things that are not conducive to growth, that thinking, there's going to have to be a shift to occur in order for a real change to happen, because the same patterns that's happening habitually right now is not leading to what it is that we desire. So it's going to take a shift. Step 1 in thinking. Let's go ahead and get into step 2. You ready? Step 2. Okay. Number 1, we've got to change the way it is that we're thinking. Step 2, we've got to change the way we feel. And this happens with step 1. You see, as we start getting new thoughts, as we start making new synaptic connections, the way that we feel is going to be different. Why? Because this is how we're born, right? It's called neuroencoding. The thoughts that we think send signals into our body that give us certain emotions. If you don't believe me, I'll prove it to you right now. How thoughts can influence the way we feel. I've gave you this before. Some of you guys already know, but I want to give it to you again so you can truly harness what it is that I'm teaching you right now, how influential our thoughts are and how much of a role they actually play inside of our life. You ready? I want you guys to tell, I'm going to give you 2 scenarios, okay? I'm going to give you the scary one. I'm going to give you the good one second. Here's the scary one. What are you more fearful of? Drop it down below. Bugs, spiders, or snakes? Which one gives you the heebie-jeebies, or cockroaches? Which one out of those gives you the heebie-jeebies? Let me know. Snakes. Okay, you don't like snakes. All right, Nikki. All those kind of get you a little uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie, me too, right? So I want you to imagine you're sitting in a clear box, kind of like a clear coffin, and you're butt naked, and somebody takes a big old bucket and they drop those all over your head, all over your body, and your hands are tied behind your back. I can already feel, I can see some of you tensing up. I can see some of you literally getting the chills inside of your stomach. On the way to the meeting, JoJo just got a ka-ching. Let's go. You see, this is what happens when we're changing the way that we're thinking. It has a universal effect, right? So I just showed you how powerful thoughts can influence the way that you feel. Now let me go ahead and take you out of that uncomfortability real quick. You ready? I want you to sit down and imagine yourself speaking on stage, right? You open up the curtain, you see all the lights, you see this huge crowd, and you walk out, all these flashing lights are in your face from people's cameras, and you get on stage, and there's people that are out in the crowd, and you can see the tears in their eyes. You can see them wiping your eyes because of your story. They know the impact that you've made. They know the lives that you've been able to impact. They know how many people that you've been able to touch. And you're sitting there and you can literally envision exactly what you're wearing. You can see your loved ones out in the crowd giving you that applause. And you know you're going to give them the biggest hug the second that you get off stage. You feel your body vibrating. You feel how warm your arm just got. You feel how tingly you just got. Okay. I just did that just with thoughts, just with changing the way that we think. We can feel a completely different way. This is why I started getting very serious about getting negativity out of my life. I don't look at the news anymore because I understand even looking at it for 60, it takes 60 seconds for a thought to really trigger a full emotion inside of the body. You see how I just explained that whole session on stage for at least a minute? Because it's long enough to give you the feeling to allow it to sink in. So the second that we look at the news for 60 seconds, you scroll on social media for 6 seconds, you know, enough negativity. You're on a phone call with somebody complaining for 60 seconds. That's enough time to let that feeling run down their leg, come across the floor, and come straight back up your leg. That's how powerful thoughts to feelings are. You ready? So that's step number 2. So we can use that for us, and we can also use that against us. You see that just getting a ka-ching on the call, that's because JoJo, she was thinking, she's vibrating high. She's feeling gratitude. She's feeling the joy. She's feeling the abundance, and now it's attracting into her life. Okay. So step number 2 is going to be, number 1 is going to be thinking. Number 2 is going to be feeling. Number 3 is going to lead to the actions. You see, when we change the way that we think, we're going to feel the way that we haven't felt. And guess what that's going to lead to? That's going to lead to doing actions that we have not done. Okay. It's going to lead to doing actions that we haven't done. Here's a couple examples for you. You ready? I wasn't used to speaking before. So I understood I had to start getting myself on the camera, right? So I started doing stories, and I started to realize, okay, a story only lasts for 24 hours. So let me start practicing on here. So when I go start making videos, so when I go start speaking in front of people, I'm already going to have the reps. I'm already going to have the practice in, right? So guess what? If we're being honest, at the beginning, family, it used to take me eight times just to get a story up. Number 1, I was so worried about what other people were thinking. Number 2, I kept stuttering on my words. Number 3, I kept forgetting what I was going to say, right? I've been there as well. I know what that feels like, but here's the deal. The more that I did it, it never got easier. I just got better, right? And the cool thing happened with every part of the business. When it came to trading, family, trading was so foreign to me when I first started looking at it. You're telling me about higher highs, lower lows, accumulation, break evens. I had no idea what any of this stuff meant. But as I started to take the action, as I started to go ahead and lose a little bit of money, as I started to go ahead and ask questions by doing, guess what? We start to gain experience. And guess what happens with experience? We gain confidence, right? How many of you have ever been to the gym? Maybe it's been a while that you've been to the gym and you're just getting back at it, and you feel really uncomfortable doing some of the workouts. You're just doing it and you feel awkward, right? Well, how many of you have ever experienced after you go there a couple of times, you start to figure it out and you're like, wow, this was a lot easier than I actually thought. The pips, right? So it works like that for all different areas of our life. At the beginning, yes, it's going to be a little confusing. At the beginning, yes, it's going to be different. Most times, anything that we do that's new is going to be a little bit challenging at the beginning. But here's the difference. We're not studying for a test. We're not studying for a grade. This is what I knew getting out of college. We're studying skill sets that we can take with us for life, and there's no limit. Family, I've seen people making one trade where some people are going to go out and make in 10 years. I've seen people buy one NFT and they just literally retired their whole family for the next 30 years. I've seen it all, right? When it comes to any different part of this platform, I've seen people get on social media and build a brand for 4 years. And 4 years later, they had one person that ended up joining their business, and they went on and put on 1,500 people inside of there. If you want to know who that person is, his name is millionaire_mentor. This is literally the mentor's mentor. He's actually inside of Chino's business, our mentor. He's inside of his business, but that only happened from him being consistent, from him thinking the way that he hasn't thought, to feel the way that he hasn't felt before, to take actions that he hasn't taken. Family, this is somebody that didn't even graduate college, somebody that never even had a real job, that never made more than $10 an hour. Now we got up to a 6-figure income, and not only was he able to get to that point, but now he was able to also attract 6-figure earners and then go create 6-figure earners inside of the business, multiple. So none of this is to brag or boast. It's to impress upon you what is possible when we start to realize what is here at our fingertips with change, right? So that's step number 3 is the action. And the last step, the fourth key to really understand change is going to be the story, right? Now the story begins to change, right? Now the story begins to shift. At the beginning, it's hard to see the superhero for ourselves. When we're stuck in a rut, when we're going through life, we feel like we're putting out these products and nothing's happening. We feel like we're getting all these no's. We're putting out this content, not getting any engagement. Our family thinks what we're doing and we're absolutely is insane, right? I've been there. I know what all of these different emotions feel like, but I also understand what's on the other side of going against the grain, right? Of being able to create a story that might not even have happened yet. This is how Defined Dreams was created. I tell you guys this all the time. Living out of my car, I had to start thinking about, okay, who am I? Seriously, who am I on the inside? Not what I've been taught by society, not what I've heard from my parents my whole life, but who am I? And when you start to ask yourself that question, life begins to shift. You're not all the no's that you've been told your whole life. You're not the failures that's happened for a couple of activities that we've tried. We are the highest form of creation. We've all been blessed with more gifts, talents, and abilities than any of us could ever even imagine or fathom. And I know that for a fact. I know that. If you don't believe me, put your thumbprint up and go show me anybody else in the world who has your exact thumbprint, because we are 1 in 400 trillion that's alive. We are destined for greatness. We are the ones to go ahead and break the generational curses. If you're listening, if you're tapped in, that's you. I believe that wholeheartedly. Cedric, you already know, right? So family, this is the 4 stages to change, right? My story, I had to be able to start seeing a body that I didn't have yet, right? I had to be able to start seeing places that I haven't tried. I had to be able to start seeing retiring my mother, right? Before it even happened. What is the story? What do we see for ourselves? This is why they say, without a vision, the people perish. You see, the story is what allows us to wake up excited every day. The story is what allows us to literally write the ink on the page of an empty blank book. We are the creators. We're literally the artists that get to go ahead and sketch and create the life that we want to design. And all it takes for most of us is being able to believe it. The belief is half of the battle. The other side is really just taking the action and doing it consistently long enough. Being able to think a way we haven't thought long enough, to feel the way we haven't felt long enough, to do the actions consistently enough, to create a story that was once something that was spiritual, that guess what? At one point in time, we now embody. And to end this off, I want to give you guys something that I think about every day to really think about change, okay? A vision is so powerful. Being able to have a vision for yourself, to create this higher version in HD. So I want to give you guys something that I think about every day that allows me to consistently go after the highest version of myself to really change. You ready? My goal when I pass, this is what I think about, okay? When I pass, I envision meeting my higher self. And I want you to go ahead and do this with me. What does your highest version of yourself look like? If you were to just take this exercise with me and play it out. What does he or she look like? What are they wearing? What does their build look like? What is their aura? What is their energy? What is the tone in their voice? What is the love that you feel when you really give them a hug and they whisper in your ear that you are the one? And my worst fear is to be able to go ahead and meet that person and look them face to face, eye to eye, and we look like completely different people. We look like complete opposites. One person has posture and confidence and aura and is glowing, and the other side of me has rounded shoulders, is hunched over, has short, tiny breaths, is sitting in regret, wondering why I never went after all of those things that I had the chance to do when I was 21, 25, 29, 36, 42, 59, 67. I don't want to be that person. And the second that I really got that visual, I was never the same when I heard that at 21 years old. The second that I heard that exercise, I went to the store and I bought a $1.99 composition book. And I said, I'm blessed and grateful I am by 25 years old. I knew the power of conviction the second I heard that exercise. So my goal for anything for you today to really understand the power of change, it's all about number one, understanding that thinking is everything. If we don't change the way that we think, none of those 3 steps matter. I don't care about the action that we take, because the action that we take, if we're not in the right thought, in the right state of mind, is not going to be able to work. We can make all the calls, we can make all the content, we can make all the relationships, but guess what? If we have grudges, if we have jealousy, if we're holding something that's just bitter, I promise you, everything has a cause and effect. Everything is energy. What we think about, we bring about. So even though we might be doing the actions, but we're thinking negative, guess what? We're going to bring more about. Negative results, negative circumstances. How do I know? This is coming from experience because I've been there. I've been the person during business that's getting attacked by life, and I let it eat me, and I let the negativity just literally embody me. And guess what? I brought more in my life. More negative situations for me to be upset about. People quitting my business, me losing trade accounts, things not working out. But the second I started to realize it doesn't matter what's happening externally in our life. Family, I'm going through life just like you right now. But it's not about what happens to us. It is about it's not about how we look at the situations, how we go ahead and react or respond. Many want to react. Responding is going to be the key. So family, this is my training for you guys to understand that every one of us, I believe right here, right now, are in the exact position that we need to be in. Right here, right now. The lessons that we're learning, the experiences that we're having is leading into who we are to become, to go ahead and change into that highest version that's always been inside. It's always in here, family. Any mentor that you listen to, any guru that gives you any sauce, guess what? They're not the ones that's creating the change inside of you. All they are is the guide to us. We're doing the magic. We're the one that's doing the deep work. They're just allowing us to be guided. So family, understand that we are the change, and it starts inside right here. So family, I'm choking. I'm excited. I'm fired up. I love you guys. I'm so grateful for what is here. I know the abundance that is coming into our life. I know the timing and the position that we're in right here, right now. So just know this is where the magic happens. Go out and be great. If nobody told you today, family, I love you. I'm grateful for you. I appreciate you. And this is going to be one of the seasons that we're going to be able to go back and look at and be thankful for what it is that we did. So family, with that being said, if you got any value from today, drop some 3s down below. Smash that like button. And it is your favorite entrepreneur, Define Dreams. Remember, you can be, do, and have anything that you can hold in your mind. You can hold it right here in your hand. Let's get to it, family. Dream Team, it's game time. You already know. Let's go.